Hello students, Happy New Year. So it's the first day of the year 2025. I thought I would like to begin reflecting about this idea called good health, right? We every time New Year we wish people good health. So the thing is, when I think about health, there are generally four layers to it, right? So the first layers will be the biological health, then you have your psychological health, you have your social health, as well as our spiritual health. So each of these layers, they are actually really connected, and one links to the other, right? So when one of these layers is out of balance, it affects the rest very quickly. Okay, so for example, let's talk about biological health. This one we are aware, when we are sick, basically, right, or we are injured, that's where certain parts of our body, the health is not up to standard. We see doctors, right? So we see a doctor. That's one of the most basic way. But of course, other than seeing doctor, which is to recover from the health, there are also preventive ones, such as having good habits, eating well, resting well, exercise regularly, get enough sleep. These are all things that we do to really take care of our biological health. Then we have the psychological health. Recently in the news, you start to hear experts talking about things like mental health and so on. This is where this category will fall under, right? So our thoughts, our emotional health, all these are also part and parcel of health. And because if our mental health is having some issues, it will affect our biological health. So there's a cause and effect over there, right? And if we carry negative thoughts or have unresolved emotion all the time, it will weigh us down, right? And so how do we actually tackle this? That's why we always encourage students to periodically do thorough reflection of their learning, of their life as a student. And if you are up to the challenge, you could even do some simple journaling, to write down all your stresses, all your frustration, or even do bullet journaling, right? Point forms and so on. There are many techniques that's advocated. Choose one that matches your own character and your own personality, because everyone has a different preference. This one is fine, but what's important is to constantly think about our learning, our growth. That will really help to manage our psychological health. Then the next one will be our social health, right? So there's a saying that actually one of the main killer of society is actually loneliness. Because seriously, we are social creatures, right? Humans are social creatures. We thrive on having human connection with one another, and that's why friendship is something that many people cherish. And of course, there's also family relationship, which is really strong. When you are young and growing up, it may be less, but as you grow older, all these family ties becomes takes bigger and bigger importance, because well, friends have different priorities and different directions in life. Those people who have friends from young and they stay with you until old, you are actually very fortunate. But that's not the case for majority of people. So, but families are there all the time. Of course, we know there are exceptions, but most of the time, families do stay with you throughout. And this kind of human connection is really very important for our health, social health. We need social health, and uh, when people don't have the social health and good relationships in our life, that is how we develop into psychological health failings, right? So poor social health will cause poor psychological health. Poor psychological health will cause biological health issues. So build good relationship, make good friends, learn to be nice with one another, be kind, be friendly, be sociable, embracing, have an open heart. And of course, the finally you have a spiritual health. When I talk about spiritual health, I'm not talking about all kinds of spirituality that sometimes people talk about. More on really having a grounding in terms of where our life is, what is our purpose. And of course, I do understand that if you're young, it may not be obvious to you, and there's no hurry also to want to latch on to certain, subscribe to certain way of thinking and be so rigid, but rather what it means is that it's important to constantly evaluate what's the meaning of our life, where am I going, how do I want to use our life, and how do I want to contribute to the society when we grow and when we develop and when we enter adulthood. How do I want to contribute? How do I want to make sure that my life is meaningful? These are big questions, and no one has the answers to them straight away, especially when you're young. Even many adults are still searching for the answer. And at different stage of your life, these things actually do change and evolve. But just because you expect it to change and evolve doesn't mean that at every stage of your life you don't make an attempt to evaluate and to understand this. And there are also lots of techniques out there to help us to figure this out. So there's there are people who say you can practice meditation, you can try. There's also the practice of mindfulness. I'm sure if you do a bit of research, you can find a lot of article and people talking about mindfulness and how to actually put it into practice. And of course, and reflection. And of course, I just mentioned about reflection, but there are different layers and depth to reflection. So reflection in terms of this layer is a lot deeper than the one that we do for our psychological health, right? So all this will align, because if we don't have all these centeredness in terms of our purpose of what we are trying to do, it will affect, right? If you are very frustrated with your life, definitely you will find that your interaction with others will not be as good. You'll be grumpy and having a black face whole day. Who wants to be friends with you, right? So in the end, your relationship hurts, and your relationship hurts, your psychological health hurts, and then your physical health hurts. So they do affect one another this way. So I hope you make the effort, the New Year resolution, or what have you, and let's start 2025 on the right footing. Spend a bit of time reflecting and thinking, and making the determination that we are going to have a very successful, fulfilling, and a wonderful 2025. All right, Happy New Year. Have a nice day.